Happy Monday, friends. This is Jenny from Celebrate the Journey, and we're going to make some Christmas cards. So, lately I have been making cards in multiples. I usually, for birthdays or sympathy, I might make one or two, but I like for them to be kind of tailored to the person that's getting that card, or interest that that person might have. But for a Christmas card, if you're like us, we send 80 to 100 cards. I just can't make 80 different cards. So I want to share a pretty easy card with you today using a new set, two new sets that are online exclusives: Greetings of the Seasons and Golden Greenery. Now, they kind of go together, but if you have another sentiment set, you're fine with just getting Golden Greenery if you like the images and all. And the Golden Greenery has some beautiful paper that goes with it. Lots of pretty foliage. And then, of course, the back's going to always be more subtle and pretty dies. Now, some of the dies will one of the dies will cut out these two bells. Otherwise, you'll have to fussy cut those. Pretty plaid. I like this a lot. You could use this besides Christmas. It could be a masculine birthday card. Happy Monday, Polly. Thanks for joining. And of course, anything with gold, silver, bling, and shiny, we all like that. And so these kind of go together. Some little gold stars. Pretty foliage again. Foliage. Little gold diamonds. And then this kind of looks like mistletoe and pine branches. I don't know. This must be eucalyptus. I think it might be. And then these are just gray dots. So not necessarily Christmas. You could use those for lots of things. It also has some pretty foils. Well, they're not foils. I think they're vellum with simple little, they're vellum and gold. There's 3 different patterns, but they're all very similar. And you get 2 of each, so do for 6, I guess. So we're going to use just those simple ingredients. The DSP, some of the vellum, some gold foil, and then just whisper white, basic white. So let's get started. First thing I have, we're going to have a little layer of white on here. And this embossing folder, it's snowflakes. So we're just going to emboss this with snowflakes. And I think snowflakes are kind of generic for Christmas. Hi, Karen. Thanks for joining us. And Iris, thanks for popping in. So we'll run this through pretty quickly and put some little snowflakes on there. Rearrange my plates here. And the new Christmas catalog has some nice holiday embossing folders you will enjoy. Now those you'll be able to purchase in September. We haven't even, demonstrators haven't even gotten it yet. We just got to see the catalog online. So that's our first layer, and we'll go ahead and put that on there. I don't know, I thought I'd use seal today, Stampin' seal. Off and on. I forget that I have it. And then we have two of our pieces, the foil, the vellum, I call it foil, and DSP. And we're gonna just create a little layer with that. And I did notice that I cut this vellum a tiny bit too long, I think. No, that seems okay, doesn't it? Well, that's not right because this is, does have an up and down kind of. I want that on this side. There we go. It doesn't, it's not real obvious that it has a directional, but I think having the mistletoe go in the right direction is important. And that is just a tiny bit off. I'm surprised that came off pretty quick. Stampin' seals, usually you're in trouble if you put it down. So that's just what we're going to start with there. Now remember, I said this is going to be so easy that you will be able to make multiples. Now in this set are some dies. Let's hope that it's in here. Really pretty dies that go with this. And we're going to get this one that looks kind of like the eucalyptus. And we're just going to run it through the cut and emboss machine on basic white. I want this one to stay in the paper. I don't want it to fall out. So we want the die cut to stay right there like that. Now this is pretty. I think if you had glimmer paper, white glimmer, any of the pretty Christmas glimmers, red, if you use that for red, it'd look like berries. But it's a good die. We will enjoy having it for not even just for Christmas. So now we're going to use a blending brush, and we're going to give this eucalyptus some color. And that's the reason I left it in here, because I think these little petals might be harder to use the blending brush on if they didn't have that base to hold it in place. We're going to make this part a little darker. And I should know better than to let it start there, but it's working out. We do want a few of the leaves or petals to get darker. Now when we take that out, it'll look a little more realistic. So I think eucalyptus is usually a little grayer green in real life, but old olive would work just fine for Christmas. Well, hi, Rosalind and Leanne. Good morning. Good afternoon. It's this afternoon, isn't it? It's really hard to believe that it's August, and before we know it, Christmas will be here. Halloween, all of those above things. So this is our main image, and that's going to go right about there. See, that's how easy this one is. For those of you that want to do some shopping tomorrow, there will be 2 new kids. And I've heard a rumor. One is Christmas and one is Halloween. Now, I know that people have been concerned about getting their Halloween cards done, so having a kit will certainly be exciting. Oh, there's our... Isn't that pretty? All right, so now we're going to do a sentiment. And for this one, I chose Season's Greetings. Merry Christmas would work, Love and Joy, or you could do these, mix and match those. So we're going to die cut it with a nested die. So we make sure we've got enough there to cut it out. And I'll ink this up again. See, this is another one. You're only having to use one color of ink. So that's also a time saver, not having to use a bunch of ink. And so we'll die cut that. Let's get some this used up tape here. And run that through. This one actually is so, it's a pretty simple sentiment. I bet you could go ahead and die cut several shapes and stamp them without having to, you know, die cut each one, because just cut a bunch at one time and then stamp them. I don't think that would be too much of a problem. Now, to give this a little more dimension, we're going to put this on our gold layer of the nested labels, and we're going to put it on with some dimensionals. My sound quit working. Maybe, is it just Rosalind, or does everybody have trouble with sound? This is a brave color. Robert picked it out. It was hard to get on my nails too, so don't look very close. I think it's Coastal Cabana. And we're going to put this on with dimensionals too. We're going to put ribbon under it. Oh, good. Thanks, Iris, for letting me know. Well, Rosalind, maybe your internet is dropping off and on. Now, we're leaving this empty in the center because it's going to have ribbon. I don't like the ribbon to be caught in under the label. Now I thought I would use this gold, but then when I walked over to get it out of the drawer, I saw this one. No, that's not enough contrast. I think gold is, we'll use that on another card because that certainly is pretty, isn't it? So we'll just put a little tape runner there and do a little zigzag of ribbon. The good thing here is the label's going to hold that down pretty good. Now look how quick this was. This is like 20 minutes and we are done except for the inside. And of course we're going to put some bling on it. Now we'll put that. Oop. That one didn't get quite as much tape. You know what? I'm going to put a little drop of glue there so it'll stick. I don't have time to fuss with that little thing. Nobody will see it. I'm having a hard time holding it down. I'm going to push it. I don't want glue all over my fingers. There we go. Of course, they have ink and glue on them all the time, so. Don't laugh at this. This is being silly. Come on, little stinker. Runaway ribbon. We just want a little peeking out. There we go. It just does not want to stay. Maybe a glue dot would work better for that one. This is when you feel like turning the camera off. There we go. It's gonna work this time. Let's go ahead and stamp the inside just to be safe, and then we will add some of our bling. And one of the other sentiments is, may your holiday season be filled with warm and cheerful celebration. That's a pretty good sentiment. So we'll open this up. Try to make sure it stays sort of straight. Using the same color again. Now, of course, if you wanted to, you could switch different colors. I tried soft seafoam, but it just didn't go. It was not the color I was looking for. Now, I do think you could use garden green and old olive there. There we go. And now I have another piece of this to just go at the bottom. Use up all that DSP because, my goodness, we always want more of the new DSP. So you use your old DSP up. Don't be stingy. You can't take it with you, can you? Okay, now we need some bling. I'm going to use, this is not Christmas, but I want these gold pearls. These are called blooming pearls. I do love a pink and blue Christmas card though, so I might use these for if I make one. I think that's a pretty Christmas greeny blue there. So let's just add our bling and see what happens. We can put lots on this card. So we have a lot of territory. Wonder if I'm going to put one right there. I think that'll work. Let's let it be a little one. Yeah, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I kind of, no, we're going to do that. I think that's enough bling. I was talking to myself there. So how's that for nice and easy? Be easy to make several of these all at one time. Do all your die cutting. Then your blending brush, and you're ready to go. You've got some of your first holiday cards of the season. Let's look at the other dies. This one has several dies that coordinate with the stamps. So I think that you will enjoy having that. So these two more or less kind of cut, just if you want some background foliage, you know, like the eucalyptus. Then these others will die cut the stamped images. This is a 2-step stamping, and this one will cut these. So you stamp to those, you get a pretty image. And this one cuts the fern. It's not going to do it here because this is the negative of the stamp. I should be making sense there. I mean the reverse of the stamp. But it will cut that foliage. Then these, you can just cut foliage out of green, gold, white, have some foliage, and these are the bells. You've got some smaller bell and a larger bell, and these are also 2-step stamping. So you can do the solid bell and then give it some highlights. But these also die cut some of that designer series paper. And then these little ones will cut out holly berries for you, or white berries for the mistletoe. And there's some berries that I don't know that I'd fuss with that personally. I don't know. It's kind of, some things to me can be a little too fussy, but you will enjoy having these to go with the dies. The Greetings of the Season has dies, but they are also tags, so they have a hole for you to create a tag, greeting tag, or something for your gifts. So that's why I didn't choose to use the dies that went with this one, because I didn't want that hole in my season's greetings. All right, so I hope you've enjoyed this one. You might consider this. It's called Golden Greenery and Greetings of the Season. I'll put those up there so you can look at them again. And look for those 2 new kits tomorrow, especially if you've been wanting Halloween. I will see you later. Bye.